said, are you ready? Then put your hands together, stomp your feet, and scream for Houston's smartest dragon. A dragon who needs no introduction, even though he wrote this one himself. A dragon who loves learning and loves making people laugh. Newton the Dragon.
Hey, Teacher Amy, can y'all see me? Can y'all see my set?
Yes, we can.
Awesome! Hey, everybody! Thanks for having me into your school, kind of, into your school today. Oh, excuse me. My dragon breath is a little bit bad. I have to brush my teeth again. Anyway, we are going to learn a lot today, but we're also going to have a lot of fun. We're going to start with the fun. Who likes magic out there? If you like magic, raise your hand. I know everybody likes magic. I've got 5 tricks for you. Wait a minute. I've only got 4 fingers, 4 claws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tricks for you. The first trick I'm going to show you. Now listen, I've been busy. You've been busy, especially with this freeze that we just had. I've been busy with my pipes and my house, and I haven't had much time to get into my coloring book like I usually do. As you can see, I haven't colored any of it. But we're going to do the magic phrase. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Hocus pocus, alakazam. And just like that, with the magic of virtual showmanship, all of my pages are colored. Let's try it one more time. Hocus pocus, alakazam. They always did tell me when I was a little dragon that I like to color outside the lines. All right, real quick for you. We talked about apples. The A in apples stands for always do your best. Just like our Mr. Puppet there, Albert Einstein the puppet said, everybody's best is different. Don't worry about the kid next to you. Don't worry about the student next to you, whether it's in class, whether it's out on the field of play, in sports, or in school. Worry about yourself. All you need to do is compete with yourself yesterday and try to do a little bit better than you did yesterday. Everybody's different and is good at different things. I have 2 sets of twins. I have twin girls that are 4.5 years old, and I have twin boys that are identical twins that are 12. And each one of those 4 kids has different skills and things that they're good at. So the thing is to be good at what you're good at and try to get better at the things that you're focused on and compete with yourself, but not the person next to you. The first P in apples stands for possibilities are endless when you dream big and work hard. When I came to the Rockets in 1995, I took the job for what amounted to be $8 an hour. I ended up turning that into a 21-year career that I made the last 10 years between $250,000 a year and $300,000. And that was from an $8 an hour job when I was 21 years old. It took me all over the world. I got to perform in 12 different countries, do Armed Forces entertainment tours, write 7 different children's books, star in commercials, and with some movie actors, and all kinds of stuff. And I did not dream that it would ever go that far. But I believed in myself, I had people that supported me, and I worked really hard. And then I started to dream, and it got bigger and bigger. So whatever it is that you want to be good at, it doesn't matter what it is, pick something and then do your best and make those dreams come true. You're doing it right now with school. The second P in apples stands for practice reading 15 minutes every day. Reading is so essential to your education, but your whole life. It is the way that we communicate. You are going to use it no matter what job or vocation you pick, and it's something that's just like a muscle. You got to work it out and exercise it. In our house, we read 20 minutes minimum each day. My one boy, Jack, who is in 6th grade now, when he was in 1st grade, he read the entire Harry Potter novel. We read. I have the boys read to the girls. So every day, set aside 15 minutes to practice this, whether it's one of your assignments or not. The L in apples stands for listen to your teachers. I got a little secret to tell you guys. All of your teachers, everybody at Hidden Hollow that is working there could be doing something else with their time, their talents, and their mind, their education to make more money. But that's not why they chose to be teachers. They chose to be teachers because they care about you, your future, our country's future, and the world's future. So do them the service of listening to them when they're talking to you, because they are sacrificing what they could be doing somewhere else for more money. It's because they care about you that they chose this job. So listen to them. The E in apples stands for engage in your education. Engage means participate. It means go further than just listen to them and be respectful by listening to them. But engage means ask questions. Teachers love questions. When teachers get questions, that tells them, hey, these kids are listening. They want to understand. I used to love asking questions when I was in class. When I went to college, I went to every single class, and it's a little different in college. Nobody makes you go to class. It's up to you. But I went to all my classes, I sat in the front row, and I raised my hand all the time and asked questions, even when I understood something. A lot of times it helped me to raise my hand, ask a question, engage in my education, and say, oh, do you mean is it like this? And I would paraphrase or rephrase what the teacher was saying, and they would say yes. And then that made sure that I understood what I was being taught. So participate, engage, ask questions, raise your hand. The last letter in apples is S, and this is a big one. I can't stress how important this is. Sleep at least 10 hours every night. That might sound obvious, but are you doing it? Or are you staying up some nights watching TV? Or are you staying up playing video games? You need to get at least 10 hours every night of sleep so that you're fresh, awake, alert, and acute to do all the things that we just talked about in the apples. So there's apples for you. Now, for some, I showed you my magic coloring book. And I told you I've been busy, and I showed you it uncolored. All these pages hadn't been colored. And then I took my hand away and went hocus pocus. Well, when I took my hand away and I came back, I now flipped in the middle of the book instead of the top of the book. And every third page is cut with a tab so that you touch every third page is colored. If I flip in the middle of the book, they're all colored. If I flip at the top of the book, I'm touching every third page's tab that is uncolored. And if I flip at the bottom of the book, I'm touching every third page where it's scribbled or colored outside of the lines, which can be a good thing with curiosity and creativity in life.
I have a few questions that want to know why you picked a dragon as a mascot.
That's a great question. You know, I thought long and hard. I've been a mascot since 1991, so it's 30 years now. I was the Wissahickon High School Trojan up in the suburbs of Philadelphia, wore body armor, and then I went to the University of Delaware where I created their mascot, Beauty, which is a blue hen. Then I came to the Rockets, it was a teddy bear. I also was the Comets mascot, which was the WNBA team in Houston, and that was like a female outer space alien character. And I've created a few other characters along the way. But when I thought about this, I really wanted to focus on the concepts of creativity and imagination. I know that you guys get tested, and a lot of the shows that I've done are for the STAR testing and rallies for STAR. Before that, it was the TAX, and back when I started, it was the TOS. And they focus in on math and English. And one of the things that I really wanted to touch on in this show and presentation is talking about imagination, creativity, innovation, and emphasizing that. So I did not want a character that was real, like a dog or a bear or something. I wanted something that was an imaginary type character to go along with this concept of stressing curiosity and imagination. And I had it down to a unicorn and a dragon. And my daughters weren't quite born yet, so unicorn did not win. My boys had a lot of influence on it. They love dragons and mythology, so I went with a dragon. One, because they like dragons, and two, I wanted it to be a mythological, imaginary type character. But that's a great question.
Did you ever have stage fright in the beginning?
I still get stage fright. Yes, absolutely. Anytime I was doing a new skit that I had never done before, you got to remember, when you go out there at a game, you're going out in front of 18,500 people that have paid a lot of money, their hard-earned money. And, you know, when you go out, you have 2 minutes at a quarter break or a timeout, and all eyes are on you. And, you know, you never know, and you have to come up with fresh material all the time, because a lot of these people are season ticket holders. They're the same people, so you can't just do the same skit night after night and game after game. And, you know, you never really truly know how it's going to work out, if it's going to be as funny as you've thought it in your head, or if you do everything right, or if you mess something up, or if, you know, you take too long and the horn goes off before your punchline. So yeah, I would get butterflies pretty much every time I was doing a new bit. Now sometimes we did, you know, bits that were recurring. You know, the cake skit, you know, was a famous one that Clutch always did, where he'd trip and fall and hit somebody with a cake, or he'd throw it intentionally on another team's fan that was a plant. Now, I knew those were going to work, and I didn't get as nervous there. But if it was ever a new skit, yeah, I always got nervous. I don't know that I'd call it stage fright. Getting in front of people always seemed kind of natural to me, but I would get nervous in butterflies. Good question. I was nervous before this show because we're doing it virtually. I'd feel so much better if I was out at your school and doing it like we normally do, because I feed off of your energy. Talking to a computer screen is a little bit harder, and you don't get the feedback from your live audience. So this show actually made me a little nervous. Great question, though.
Did you ever meet anyone famous